Well, good evening, everybody. Brett and Cindy, Swafford Homestead. Enjoying the cooler weather this afternoon. Yeah, my son's pulling tree limbs with the lawnmower.
And I think our grandson just joined him on the lawnmower.
Probably.
Yep, our daughter's over.
Our grandson's getting right on the lawnmower. He's
Well-
pulling limbs, he's not running the blades, thank goodness.
Well, I just saw him do this, and I couldn't see for the limb on the tree, but I'm going to assume.
Yeah,
Yep, grandson's driving the lawnmower.
they're using the lawnmower to pull limbs. We got some trees on the property line that was well overgrown and hard to mow around, and we volunteered to cut them. Give them a good haircut, good pruning. What are you watching?
He's driving him in circles.
Oh.
Lincoln's driving.
Oh.
There's no telling where they're going to end up if Lincoln's driving.
Been a busy week. I've got lots of stuff planted. I planted 40 tomato plants today. 6 rows of some kind of corn. We're going to find out if it grows or not and exactly what it is. I see the kernels, but I got it from a buddy. He said he bought it years ago. He remembered it said jumbo and corn. And it's a yellow corn. It's a dent corn. Got really big kernels. He said it made really big ears, made really tall stalks. He said 12, 13 foot tall probably. Huge cobs on it. But he didn't plant it for years. He thought he'd lost the seed, and over time, and he said last year he found a little bit of it, put up somewhere, and he planted it, and he got a few ears. And well, he sent me a quart bag full of it. He knew we like to grow things, so he's a farmer. Maybe it'll grow. I don't know. It's the strangest looking kernels I've seen. They almost look like a beard around the tip of the corn. I don't know if it grew something or if it was supposed to be that way. I've never had corn that looks like this. There's 6 rows of it now. We're going to find out if it'll grow. That makes 58 tomato plants we got out. Of course, we still got our onions or garlic or broccoli or cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. Planted beans. I made a video about the bean trellis and planting beans. I put my bean trellis back where I started out with it years ago. We're going to plant one side with the seed I started out with that trellis. I think it does the best over there.
The way you talking about you and the little mouse in your pocket?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're part of it. You just don't get to come out and help anymore.
I'm just a sounding board.
Yeah.
He comes in and tells me what he's doing, and I'm like, sure, go for it.
I tried to include her. I mean, she's helped for years, but we just haven't figured out how to get her back out there yet. We haven't figured out how to fix her yet. But we're trying. We're going through different herbs and pills and stuff that don't come from the pharmacy. Pharmacy pills has been rough on her.
We're just trying the natural stuff, the
We're trying to be more natural about it.
vitamins, and I'm about to hit the whole alphabet of vitamins, I think.
I got one coming.
Yeah.
It'll top you off. It's
At what point do the vitamins start
ashwagandha.
working against each other, reckon?
Well, we just keep swapping them. We ain't gonna try to take all of them at one time.
I thought about that the other day. All these different vitamins we're trying, does they ever kind of have a counter effect?
Probably could. I just think about my daddy explained my grandparents one time to me. He said when he first started traveling with them, my mother's parents, they're both gone now, but he said years ago they got in the car to go somewhere. He said he was a young man, and he said my grandparents got in the back of the car, him and my mama got in the front. They was headed off somewhere, several hour trip, overnight trip. He said, got going down the road and said, one of them said something about pills. He said, he looked in the rearview mirror and said they had a shoebox full of medicine. It was medicine from the doctor. But he said they both had their medicine in. He said that shoebox was full, and he said they was talking about little red pills, and little blue pills, and little green pills. I need 2 of them, 1 of them. He said, I ain't never seen such in my life. He don't take medicine hardly at all. He only takes it if he absolutely has to. They had dozens. He always tells that story about how they was swapping pills and trading pills or something other going down the road. He didn't know whose was whose. You know. My grandfather never really called them by name all the time. He'd say, you know that little red pill, or you know that little white pill, or you know how husband and wife can talk to each other and talk about things that other people don't understand. Use general words like whatchamacallits and doodads and thingamadoogies and thingamabobs, and we kind of understand that.
Yeah. It gets kind of funny when you have people that you communicate with. Our local hardware store, back in the day, back years and years ago when we first started working on the house, Brett was working on the plumbing. I think it was plumbing parts you sent me after.
They've done everything this whole house.
And
everything finished.
I go in and I have absolutely no clue what I'm looking for, because I knew nothing about plumbing. I knew nothing about nothing back then. And told the woman, I said, Brett needs this thingamajig that goes on this whatchamacallit for his, you know, thingamabob, so he can fix the... And she looked at him and she goes, what are you working on? Kitchen sink. Gotcha. She goes back there and then she picks it all up, and next time Brett goes out there and said, did you get your thingamajig fixed with your whatchamacallit? And he goes, yeah. And we was that way with tools too. I had no idea the name of any tool. So Brett would say, hand me, you know, and he'd name the tool, and I'd look at him and I'm like, and that would be what? And I was like, is that this thingamabob or that thingamabob? Yeah. The whatchamacallit, the doohinky. Thingamajig was my favorite one now. But it was hilarious. We had a lot of interesting conversations. The only tool I knew by name was a screwdriver and a hammer. I knew they were called pliers, but you know, I didn't know that pliers had so many different names. I knew they were called wrenches, but I didn't know they had so many different names. And I was just like...
You couldn't say Phillips screwdriver. You had to tell the one that had the plus tip.
No, I called it the star.
The star.
It was the star and a flathead. That was why if he wanted a star, he told me to get the star driver, and if I wanted a flathead, I had to get the flathead driver.
We never got into the star bits, actually. She'd really been lost.
An Allen wrench blowed my mind the first time he asked for one of them. I had no idea what an Allen wrench was. I thought maybe it was some wrench from a guy named Allen. Who knows?
I don't even want to go there.
I had no clue what it was. So over the last, what have we been together? 28 years? Mm-hmm. He's taught me a thing or two. I didn't really have any idea how clueless I was back when we were younger, as I do now, looking back and thinking. I still don't call the tools by their proper name, but he doesn't have to get into as descriptive descriptions now as he used to. I know what a pipe wrench is now.
Since we opened my little shop up, started making it my little shop. Used to be my son's man cave. It's become my shop. I don't want to call it man cave because it's not going to be a place to relax, really. It'll be a place to work. I started moving my tools over. Anybody's got a son knows you got whatever you have, he has too. So we have tools now. We have a tool room or a machine shop with tools in it. But he's already started organizing his his half, I guess.
Y'all's tools.
Yeah. Y'all's tools is being organized by him.
You might want to shut the screen door so the bugs don't go in the house.
It's slide the screen door.
I love that screen door. That is the neatest thing I think we have done to this house is this screen door in the front porch.
It's got us a lot of views. People like the screen door.
Yeah, you did make a video of it, didn't you?
Yeah, I made a video. They don't seem to watch a lot of it. They don't want to do all the work it takes to make one. But everybody loves the screen door.
I love the way
it slides. They don't swing open or close. It slides on track. A homemade track.
I liked it.
It's really good for salesmen that comes up on porch, but they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to open it. They knock and they kind of stand there and look at it like, how do you do this?
Well, they kind of pull on it and they realize it's not a pull door.
Yeah, they're back hauling limbs again. Hauling the grandchild or something. I spent a lot of time in the garden this week tilling. I ain't got the tractor back out. I didn't make no video of the tractor, but it was a last minute effort right before the sun went down one day. Trying to get everything planted because we seem to get rain every week. And Tuesday and Wednesday is always the worst. This week it's Monday night and Tuesday night. Last week it was, I think, Tuesday night and Wednesday. Several weeks in a row we get rain. It's the same rough stuff every week. It's roughly within 24 hours of itself. Kind of odd. Some people say it's being made to do that, but I don't know about all that. It is kind of strange. Every 7 days if you get storm. It makes it hard to garden because we got clay soil, and clay soil takes a while to dry unless you get it broke up and get it really fluffed up good. In between the rain, if you can get it broke up and fluffed up and the rain don't beat it back down, you do pretty good. So this week I've had a dry week. I've been out in it every day trying to get everything possible I can out that I don't have to cover. Stuff like planting corn and planting beans, and I ain't planting some peas. But it takes a few days for them to come up, and that gets me closer and closer to May, which shouldn't be frost weather. The frost weather should be narrowing down quickly. I think it was the 14th of May last year, the last frost we had. It wasn't a deep frost or a hard frost. If you didn't cover the top of your plants, it would kill it. I'm hoping this year that we're done by the 1st of May, which is
next
tomorrow. Monday. Maybe it'll be done by then.
No.
This whole week is going to be
It is
rain.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Well, this whole coming week is going to be rain and cloudiness and storms and supposedly, I don't know if it'll all change.
Yeah, tomorrow's May 1st.
If you watch the Weather Channel, it changes every 15 minutes. So. This depends on what you want it to say. It's what time of the day you watch it. If I knew for sure it wouldn't frost, I'd have peppers and everything else out. The garden would be planted. Just trying to give it a few more days. We still got Oliver peppers and sorghum and cantaloupe, watermelon, more cucumbers. Several things still left.
He's making himself a good name. He's going to be the best Uncle Jesse ever.
I'll have to tell you about that as well. Mr. Tennant, one of the teachers gave him a talking to the other day about his length of his hair. It would be a funny video all of its own.
Jesse's hair's not that long.
Like I said, it'll be another video. It's funny. We might make that a short. I try to explain it to her. Okay? But he explained it to me, or get him to explain it maybe. He don't like being on the camera. I don't either. But I've learned to endure. He's trying to become the best uncle. He tried to get grandson all over his yard. And if you're wondering, his yard is, what he calls his yard is actually our property, our house. We have 3 houses and 3 separate yards, really. Plus we got what we call the field. It's actually just a half acre of grass, but It looks like three different. It looks like four different properties. It looks like, but it's all linked together. We're all together here. If I get my way, there'll be some more of it.
Well, we got a property for the kids. Each one of them has a house. Each one of them has their own yard. And since me and you, we make all the bills, but
We're somehow still paying everything.
well,
By the grace of God, we're still paying.
they didn't ask us to buy it. We bought it, and they just graciously living in it.
But it keeps our family together.
Well,
We can watch over each other and help each other.
when the property come available, we wanted control over who lived beside us, and since our daughter was already married and our son was a senior in it was
He's junior.
junior at the time, and we knew he would be getting on out of school soon. We couldn't pass it up, especially for the price it was, and we control who lives beside us now. And it gave our daughter a place to live, and now our son's moved into the other house, and they're still right here, and that's why I keep looking, because I can look right into their houses from where I'm sitting right
We're
now.
watching them.
They think they can get away with things, but we still see all.
It gives me more grass to mow, but it also gives me a place to grow more trees and bushes and vines and a garden or two more.
And it also keeps our grandkids close. I mean, our grandson
Gives them a place to
has
run safely.
already figured out the way to Mamie and Pappy's house.
We're in a rural area, don't get us wrong. Even though we're in town, it's still rural.
Yeah.
People still drive fast and drive a little wild at times, and things go on that don't need to go on, even in small towns. But we've got a lot of grass between the houses and around the houses, so the grandboy's got a place to run, and he gets a little bit bigger.
Yep.
And if we can work out a deal with another piece of property, there'll be more property behind his house, his mama's house.
Well, it's just
For
funny.
him to run from one end to the other, he'll have enough room to run him down.
His daddy took him out in the yard today, and Samantha was like, "You have to watch him because he's fast and he's learning to move. He can get down, but you got to watch him because as soon as he gets down, he's going to start taking off towards his Uncle Jesse or his Mamie's house. One of the two, he's either going to go to Uncle Jesse's house or Mamie and Pappy's, and he will start running that way."
He's a smart little toot.
Oh, it was so funny the other day. He picked up my phone, and he started making Z's on it. So when my daughter come to pick him up, I told her that she might want to pay him a little more attention to her cell phone, because her son has figured out she uses a zigzag pattern to unlock it, because he was trying to unlock my phone the same way. He'll be 15 months old on the 6th of May. So yeah, he's already learning the almighty cell phone.
Very visual.
He
picks
picks
up
up
on
on everything.
Anything he sees, he's picked up on it pretty quick.
And if you do it, he thinks he can too. His pappy worked on the heater to get the clean everything out before he lit it for the winter. Well, he got down right there with his pappy, and
He's still trying to work on it.
he's still trying to work on it. And Brett worked on the kitchen sink, putting in the water filtering system. And now Lincoln keeps going in there and opening the cabinet doors like he's going to work on the plant.
He thinks we need to go back and work on it again, I guess.
And he's fascinated with the washer and dryer.
And the water filter, we really enjoy that thing. It wasn't a very proper video, but it's really nice. I have to say, it was worth the money. We make all of our drinks with it now. If I make tea or make coffee or hot chocolate or anything like that, we make it with the filtered water.
Yeah.
Tea and coffee don't taste the same. I always thought that was the taste of the coffee and the taste of the tea. No, it was a taste of the water. Because now the same strength of coffee don't sound like it's strong at all. Because I can actually taste the coffee now and not taste all the chemicals and stuff that's in the city water. It changes everything. We've had one off and on over the years, but it's been a long time since I had really good filtered water. I just seem to have it, and I would end that bottled stuff you buy. I don't really care for the bottled stuff. It always has wang. This don't have a taste when you run it through that filter. What did those say about your face itching, your nose itching?
I have no
Somebody
idea.
come to see if your nose is itching.
Maybe
I'm sorry, I keep rubbing my face, but my nose is itching. You must be gonna have company. Somebody come and see us.
Yeah, probably not.
I guess the old saying. They say if your nose itches, you got somebody come to see. If your ears is itching, somebody's
Burning.
talking about you, or burning. Either one. There's somebody talking about you.
Well, I don't think we have to worry too much about somebody coming to see us. They afraid of me.
Yeah, they are kind of standoffish with Cindy around. We took her-
Everybody's terrified that
the school had a luau, our little kindergarten through 8th grade school out here had a luau the other day for the kids. They all brought them all out in the parking lot and let them participate. And Sydney got to go see some of her co-workers and some of the kids. And it was a good experience for her. It was hard on her, but
come home and slept the rest of the day.
she made it for a few minutes there. Made it about 30, 45 minutes maybe. But it was good therapy for her. She got to see people she hadn't seen in a while, and everybody came up that recognized her and hugged her and talked to her, but you could tell they was all standoffish.
Nervous.
They approached real nervous like, and they hugged real nervous like, and asked common questions, and was gone in just no time. I said, yeah, they don't know what to think about you. They're scared you're gonna have one of your episodes, and they don't know what to do.
In their defense, the last time I went out to the school, it didn't end so well. So
they're afraid you're gonna hit the floor or go to flopping or.
I went for the fat thing. I got invited because every year at
It's
Christmas
possible.
we have a faculty and staff Christmas dinner. It's usually the half day that the students don't show up on before Christmas break. And I went out to that, and yeah, it didn't fare too well. Brett practically had to carry me out of the cafeteria, and I freaked them all out. So they still aren't too confident. So they kept asking me if I needed to sit down. I was like, no. Because I knew if I sat down, then I would have a whole lot more issue than standing up. Because at least standing and walking, I had to keep the mind doing something. I can tell that it's going to hit quicker when I'm standing than when I'm sitting. Because the weakness hits faster. And I can sense the weakness faster. When I'm sitting down, I don't always sense it as much as till I go to stand up. But it was fun. It was good to see everybody. But like I said, you didn't got to worry about people coming to see us because, to me, I mean, my own family is still having a hard time adjusting to what they see when I have one of these issues. So,
It's getting
and they
dark.
love me.
We're gonna have to wind this thing up.
Yep.
I'm not gonna turn on the light and do all that business.
Nah, I'm done yakking.
Been a while since we've been on here. I thought we'd just have a little porch sitting and tell you what's going on. I'm just busy. If you don't see me on the live, or I'm not watching some of my buddies' videos all the time. I'm outside in the dark sometimes.
Well,
Or close to it, and then you come in and you gotta fix supper and you gotta clean up and you gotta get everything ready for the next day. School will be out in a few more weeks. Praise God.
and you're having to take care of me, so that kind of takes the time too.
It gets very busy this time of year, especially trying to get a garden out. It'll get better about October. I guess we done.
Well.
Everybody have a good week. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Help us out. God bless.